guys, thank you so much for joining me and welcome back. So today in this video, I'm going to show you how I conceal and set my concealer without looking cakey, dry, matted, just looking tragic. Now this video is especially for us older girls who do makeup, who wear makeup every day, who love makeup, but you don't want to just pile it on and cake it on, especially concealers and powders under your eye, because I'm telling you that will make you look older than you really are. So I've learned over the years the right amount of product to apply, especially under the eye area, especially when I want to conceal what I have. My eyes are kind of dark in here, and then I have this concave look right in here because my eyes are so deep set. And so I've learned over the years how not to do it, and how you don't want to do it is to just cake on a lot of concealer and then put a ton of powder on, bake, whatever they're calling it now, setting. You don't want to do that. You don't want to leave any powder under your eyes for such a long period of time where your lines and wrinkles are going to start to just pull that powder in. This is the look that I demoed for you, so I haven't retouched the look at all, and it looks natural, it looks highlighted. Alright guys, so I'm going to just go into the video, but right here in the eye area, it's going to lift you, it's going to make you look brighter, it's going to make you look more awake, it's going to make you look rested, but you have to do it right. I'm going to start with my Kat Von D. This is the Lock-It Concealer. This color is I think it's D31 Warm. D31 Warm. And this concealer is a little bit lighter than my skin tone. Well, it actually is a lot lighter than my skin tone. Let me show you what that looks like on my hand. This will give you an idea of what I'm working with. And I'm going to be using my little magnifying mirror. And I'm going to take a little bit of that Lock-It concealer, and I'm just going to use a little bit. I'm not going to draw a big triangle underneath here and then fill it all in with concealer. So now, as you can see, my eye looks a little dark there. I hope you can see that, but it looks a little dark there, and you can see that concave look that my eyes have, which to me just doesn't look as nice and lifted as I like. So I'm just going to dot this concealer right in there, and I'm just going to start with one eye first, do one eye at a time. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger, my ring finger, and I'm going to start pressing that concealer down and moving it around. The warmth from my finger is going to soften the concealer and get it to move around. And I'm just going to pat it down a little bit, and I'm going to go back in. I'm going to add a little bit more right in here, right along the concave line. The first application, I patted it down so that it could just blend in with the skin and become like a skin-like texture. The next thing I'm going to do is use this It Cosmetic dual-ended brush. I'm going to use the bigger side, and I'm just going to pat the concealer along the concave line under my eye and bring it up a little bit, right under the eye. Okay, so now I'm going to take the other end of this brush, and I'm just going to move that concealer around. And I always tell people, if you know you're going to wear makeup, don't do your makeup 10 minutes before you walk out the door, because you're going to need more time than that to get your look together. I know there are a lot of people who talk about doing makeup in 5 minutes, but if you have work to do under your eyes like I do, I never do my makeup 5 minutes before it's time to walk out the door. Okay, so now that that's kind of blended in, again, I'm going to take my ring finger and warm that concealer up again and press it down so that it doesn't go into the creases under my eye. So before I apply this powder, I'm going to one more time go in, press in the concealer where I have the most lines, so that this powder now doesn't settle in my fine lines. So now the next step is powder. So we want to set this look so that it will remain until we wash it off. So I'm going to be using a pressed powder. It's called Sasha Compact Powder, and I've had this for a while. And this is what that looks like. It's a yellow powder. It's basically a powder that's going to lighten underneath my eye. So the brush I'm going to be using is this Bobbi Brown eye blending brush. And this is the brush I always use under my eye. I don't use it for anything else. And with this, all you need is a little. You don't have to apply a beauty blender full of powder under your eye. You can use a blending brush to add just what you need. And you don't even want to leave this on any longer than a few seconds. And so you just put that powder on, press it in, and then blend it away. Oh, that's really nice. So I'm going to do the next eye, and I'm going to show you, and I could work really fast, so I'm going to work a little bit more quickly, and I'll show you just how I normally do it under normal circumstances. I'm going to take the concealer, dot it in the areas where you want to conceal or lighten. I'm going to take my ring finger, start blending that out, pressing that into the skin so that it can become like a skin-like texture. And don't forget, if you get concealer anywhere that you don't want, you just can simply remove it. This is the first step. If you have any rough edges of concealer that you can see, you just go in and just blend it out a little bit, just like that. Step one, it's already looks like it's taking effect. Now I'm going to go in again with step two, using a very little bit of concealer. And I'm just going to go in and tap my concealer on into the areas where my eye looks concave, and it's usually right there. I'm going to take my brush, my dual-ended brush, and I'm going to pat that in. And with this brush, I can really get right up in the corners right here. Flip this over, and now I'm going to just pat it in. I'm just going to pat it, and by patting, just spreading it out. So the next step before I add the powder under my eye, I'm going to take my ring finger again, tap it right in the areas where I have lines. I want the concealer to become warm and become a part of my skin, not just laying on top of my skin. And I have the same powder on this brush. Don't forget to tap off any excess that's on the brush. You don't want to have a lot of powder just laying up on top of the skin. You want to just dust a little bit of powder right here under the eye, and that's what I do. And it just looks so beautiful and natural. And once you get that powder pressed into place, rotate your brush to make sure you get all the powder off. You can then just brush it off, brush it down, and that's it. And I'll go in and I'll add my lipstick. Alright guys, so that is it. I'll put on some lipstick later. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, just please leave them in the comment section below. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.